Hey everybody, this is the first time you're hearing this, but the third time I'm saying this because something has gone disastrously wrong with my recording whenever I tried this before. So now we're going to get into the real meat and potatoes of modeling. Basically, we're going to learn how to use the tools we learned the last time to create more complex shapes. And I know it seems like this is going to be really easy, but trust me, it's harder than you think it is. Even if you think it's going to be hard, it's going to be harder. But so you want to focus right now, instead of thinking on like, oh, I'm going to make something really cool, and make like a press F4, don't forget. Make like a super cool character or like a ridiculous machine gun or something that you're not really at that level right now, no offense. You want to think of really basic stuff like potted plants or office supplies, maybe a water cooler. That might be a little tough, but don't worry, you will soon be doing cool things. Just right now, take it easy. So what I made right now, and you can do this if you're following along, which you should be. If you're not, what is your problem? One box that just has one solid piece to it, one box that has 3 subdivisions, and a plane that is just one solid piece and has no subdivisions either. I'm going to just arrange these really swiftly, and my arrows are still gone. I found it. Okay. So I had a little problem, but I figured out how to solve it. And so in case you have it, I'll tell you what to do. If you press X, then the little arrows are going to disappear. Yeah, so if your arrows are gone, but you can still move things, then, well, your problem is you have a missing X. So just press X and they'll come back. Also, another thing you can do with the X keys, you press Alt and X, it'll become translucent. Neat. Okay, so I'm just going to, now that we've got that all sorted out, I'm going to rearrange these messes a little bit. Okay, so now that you're at this point, the next thing you can do is we're going to hide all the other ones, so we can just focus on this one. So what you do is you do right click and then hide unselected. Make sure you have the one selected, otherwise you're going to look kind of dumb. Then we can just focus up on this bad boy here. Alright, now the different ways to select it are these here where it says selection. There's vertex, edge, border, which we don't have to care about because border is not important and it has no friends. Polygon, and element. So I'm going to go through and you can do these with the 1 through 5 keys on your keyboard above the QWERTY, not the keypad. The numpad won't work. So 1 is vertex, 2 is edge, so and so on and so on. So vertex rather, those are the, if you know anything about geometry, those are the points where lines intersect. And what you can do with these is you can edit them in just the same way that you move the other things. You can select them one at a time and then drag, and that'll move it around. You can select more than one at a time. There's 2 ways that you can do that. The first way is to click and drag, and then you get like the little moving box, So if you say you click and drag it, but you have to be careful. So say you select it like this, it looks like, okay, well I just got those 4. But if you go around, you have also selected, you can see there's some in the bottom corner here, some other ones there. So it's generally not advised to do that unless you really know which ones you're doing. So just click and then hold Control and your little plus by your cursor. And then you can do that. So see, now we've selected 4 and now we're moving all 4 of them together. There it is. Okay, and then edge mode, same thing. You can grab the edges, you can pull them out like that. Polygons, and this is how you're going to do your basic sculpting. This is the method that everyone uses when you start with the basic shapes, then you edit them like that. Okay, so let's do an unhide all. And now let's shift our focus over here. Over here to this one here. And oh yes, and another thing, you have to not have any of these modes selected if you want to switch to different ones. So you have to unselect polygon. You can go here, hide unselected. Okay. So I'm going to show you some other tools you have here. See these edit geometry ones, or edit polygons rather. So you have the polygon one selected. So first one I'm going to show you is the extrude tool. And so we select this one, and then extrude, which you do is basically just pull it out, and it just makes new little sections based on that. And if you click on this little box here, this is the settings, so you can choose the height you want for it. And actually what I'm going to do is if you select two of these edges here, and there's the three different options. This will be the same for any of these edit polygons. There's the group, which chooses as a group. As you can see, it keeps the two of them locked together at a right angle. There's a local normal, which keeps the edges solid there. There's by polygon, which just does them separately. So normally you want to do by group or local normal, depending on what you do. By polygon, you only want to use in special situations. So I would say just leave it on group normally. And then bevel. Bevel is basically the same thing as extrude, because there's just one more step. You pull it out, and then you can tweak it, like this. So you can go in or out. It's kind of like making a cone. In addition, you can have it bevel inwards if you want to make, like, I don't know, say like a chest or a pot or a jar or something like that. You want to have it inset in, and then say like you can extrude it in even farther if you wanted to. Then another tool that's kind of similar to these is you go to edge mode. It's like the edge. Then edit edges. You have chamfer. And so you click here, and then it's like that. It basically is kind of like a bevel, but just along the edge of that. You can extrude also. You can extrude as well. And so that's it for that one. And now we're going to do, once again, unhide all. I'm going to pan over. And go here and then do hide unselected. Alright, and so now that we have this bad boy centered, I'm going to use the graphite modeling tools. Now, it depends. I don't remember what the default is, if they're on or not, but basically it's 7 over this little tabs, the light bulb, click on that. And just wait a bit because it's a lot of stuff for it to load. And if this whole menu doesn't come up at first, then just click on this little arrow here until you have the entire thing going on. So we have to convert this to our editable poly. Convert to edit poly. There we go. Okay, and so now there's two things, Swift Loop, and you can also do this. I'll bring up one of the cubes in a second to show you the Swift Loop after this. But Swift Loop will basically stay with the geometry and divide it up even further. And cut allows you to just make free-form cuts. You can join it from the line, and you can just make it however shape you want, and then you can join to the vertex. No, it will always join up with a vertex or with an edge automatically. You can't have it just be endless. So what you do is you have this, and then you can go into polygon, and then just hold down Control, and then delete the other ones, and you have your custom little shape. This is very nice if you're making like a leaf or something in a plane that you want to have a specific shape. And then one other thing you can do, you can just turn off these graphite modeling tools for now. This is a really nice thing to do, when you're modeling. Is you go into edge mode, and you select one of the edges, then you hold down Shift and you just drag. And then so here you can make, say you want steps, you could like do this if you want to like. Say you're like blocking out the side of a car or an engine. If you want to get a simple model in, you see, you just hold down Shift. I'm just holding down Shift and dragging. It's dead simple to do. And you can just drag it around. Make whatever shapes you want. All right, and so then say you want these points to be connected. And so what you do is you go to vertex mode and you do target weld. And so what you do with target weld is you pick one point and you pick another point for it to be connected to. So say click this one, I want to connect it down here, and click there, and it welds those together. Do it again here, and here, boom, they're welded. And you can even do that with other ones, say like here down to here, like that, or just different things like that. And then if you want to create next, you want this edge to be solid now, right? So you just do right click and then create, and then you just click, and you should be, and it'll automatically change the mode for you actually. But then you just click along on all the points here, then double click, and boom, polygon. And there you go. And so that's how you can make like a very, very custom looking shape. Alright, and so let's go back to unhide all, bring everything back. Now, one thing I forgot to cover, I guess I can cover it now, but I'm going to just do a couple things really quick. Here, you can pick up like some of the graphite modeling tools. I'm going to put graphite modeling tools, and if you want to do Swift Loop, see here, it maintains the geometry of the shape. You can divide it up more if you want it to. Another thing is, let's say you're here, let's say you divide it up too much, or let's say you just want to get rid of some of these. So if you hold, say you want to get rid of this line. If you just do it, and then you press delete, then it's going to leave a hole in there because it's going to delete those two ones. But what you do instead to fix that is you just hold down Control and then hit delete. And it'll delete it, but it'll maintain the geometry as best it can, as long as you deleted that. And one final thing you can do here is, let's say you want these two blocks to be connected because they're going to be part of the same final object. Let's say it's like two dice hanging from here. So you click on one of them, and make sure you don't have any of these selections on. And then you click on Attach, and then you have to click on the other one. And so now they're part of the same object. If you try to move them, they'll move together. If you try to rotate them, they're going to rotate together. If you try to resize them, they'll be resized together. And that's when the element one comes, if you want to select one of these elements at a time. So I think that's it for this video. I'm going to wrap it up now. It's been running a little bit longer than expected. Also, I had to take a break in the middle of it for several hours for different reasons, but that's it for this one. So I would say spend some time messing around with these different tools. See if you can chamfer some edges. Why don't you, let's try sculpting around. If you're feeling particularly adventurous, then you can try using the method I showed you with the edges and just try sculpting out something really simple in 2D. What you want to do, like when you're messing around like right now, is just think like Nintendo 64 era graphics. Like that style model. So just work around. Try to make something simple like that. Have some fun. So that's it for this video. See you guys next time when we start making an actual object and working together to create something that we can put in the game. So I'll see you guys then.